Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Wednesday. If you missed yesterday's video, that was kind of my last haul of 2018. I did mention in that video that my eyebrows look a little bit crazy because I just had them touched up on Monday with the micro shading. So they're really dark again. They look really taupe and kind of crazy. And as I was watching that footage back for the Ulta haul, I kind of realized that I really have been like holding my forehead in a certain way. And I kind of like, I knew that I was doing that. I don't know if it has to do with stress or what it is, but when I was having the micro shading touched up, she was like, you need to relax your forehead. I'm totally like holding this eyebrow higher today for some reason, and I don't know why, but I need it to stop because it looks like my brows are totally two different like ways. They're not. They're very symmetrical actually. They just look wonky because of my like overly expressive forehead, which I think I might try some Dysport this year. Yeah, because I would like for my forehead to relax. I think it also might help my migraines. But anyway, this video is all about continuing my favorites of 2018. And this is makeup stuff today. I kind of figured that this would probably be the most popular category besides skincare. Skincare should hopefully either be tomorrow or Friday. I don't think I'm gonna have time to record it today, but I'll try to get it done tomorrow if I can. So, yeah, this was kind of a tough category, you guys. What I based this off of was not necessarily what I like found that was new this year. It was stuff that I found myself reaching for all the time. So the makeup that I kept going back to, even when I would buy new stuff, like there are just certain things in my collection that I'm like, oh, I love you. There's definitely a couple new things in here, don't get me wrong, but there's also a lot of things that have been favorites for a long time in my beauty life. So I'm gonna get started. And I am gonna start with two brushes that I get a lot of questions about, and two brushes that I use every single day. This one, not as much every single day because I've got these fancy new brows, which are amazing. By the way, definitely a favorite of 2018, micro shading. Forget microblading. That is a waste of a lot of money and a lot of time. Micro shading with a machine is the way to go. But this brush from Smashbox, this is their number 12 brow brush, is amazing. I have had this one, I'm not kidding you, since like 2005 or 2006, forever, like over a decade. I love this brush, and it still is like, I mean, other than missing a little bit of like the lacquer down here at the end, this brush has just kept phenomenally over the last decade plus. So this is what I used for most of this year to color in my brows. Now I do still, despite having the micro shading, sometimes I will still go in with my brow powder, which is my other holy grail product here, but we'll get to that. I do still go in and like will touch up certain areas. I don't know that I will now that I've had the actual touch up, but there might be times where I want my brows to be a little bit more dramatic. They're not gonna stay this dark and dramatic once they're healed. You guys have kind of seen the healing process already once when I had them first done back in November, but this is just the best brush to do it with. I can't speak highly enough about this brush. It's dense, but not too dense. It has a decent width to it, so it's not super thin, which for me, for someone like me who doesn't have very many actual brow hairs, that can be super frustrating to have a really thin brush because I am just filling in. Like I can't do brush strokes with my oily skin. That stuff just all melts together and looks like a solid brow at the end of the day anyway. But yeah, this is just a magical brush. If you are in the market for a brow brush that is a rock star brow brush, this is the one to go for. And then what I use every single day for my powder foundation, and I have ever since I got this last year, is the Heavenly Skin number 701 brush from It Cosmetics. You can find this on the It Cosmetics website. I bought mine from Sephora. They don't sell this particular brush at Ulta, otherwise I would say get it there, but Sephora sells it. This is one of the nicest brushes that I have used for powder foundation. It is dense, but it's not too dense. It has a good give. It is softer than a bunny's bunny tail. It's amazing, you guys. They do claim that this is infused with skincare. Nah, I don't think so. But it's a great brush, I can tell you that. Let's do some like base type products. Y'all knew this was coming. I could put this in skincare, but I'm putting it in makeup because I use it every day right before I put my makeup on as an SPF and a primer. It's also a moisturizer. This is the Paula's Choice Resist Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense, SPF 30. Now, I have a few of these left in this packaging here, but they didn't reformulate it, but they repackaged it, so it's now like a matte blue, which looks really fun. But this has been my go-to for several years now. I talk about this to death. I feel like it's not even worth like expanding upon because you know how I feel about this product. This, however, was new to me this year, and oh my gosh, do I love it with every fiber of my being. It's something that is basically gonna be just like this in my life now. I can't be without it. This is the Color Science Total Eye 3-in-1 Renewal Therapy, SPF 35. This is an under eye SPF. And this is my second container of it, by the way. It's amazing, you guys. Not only does it, for me, act like a concealer. I don't have a lot of darkness, but this does like brighten up that under eye area when I do have a little bit of darkness. It doesn't crease. It protects that under eye area with the SPF. And I swear it just helps my makeup last even longer in that specific area where I put it. And oh, it's amazing, you guys. I don't know. You gotta protect your face, and between the two of these, I feel like I have a good amount of like basic protection every single day. I certainly go in with additional SPF sprays. The Kate Somerville is really nice. There's a couple of others that I've tried that are nice as well, but these two are must-haves every single day, as well as my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I really love this one. I've used it for multiple years. I recently did get the Viseart one, the Viseart eye primer, which is just as good. I do still want to do an in-depth review of this. It's probably gonna be in January sometime, but this has just been what I've reached for most of the year. It's fantastic. It doesn't make my eyes water, keeps everything from creasing. It's amazing. Foundation and setting powder. Laura Geller Balance in Brighten. This is my usual go-to. I have taken to ordering these deluxe sizes whenever Laura Geller offers them on QVC. I use the color Fair. It's not the best color match for me, I'll be totally honest. I wish that Laura Geller would expand this range and make a more yellow undertoned fair shade. I know that she has light, which is very yellow, but it's far too dark for me. So, but I make this work because man, does this make my skin look amazing when I wear it. It makes it look flawless. It makes it glow just a little bit, but not, it doesn't make me look like a disco ball. It's just fabulous. I would say if you have aging skin and you have always struggled with powder foundation, you have to try that. And then setting powder, this is kind of a big surprise to me. It was hard to pick because I've tried a lot of setting powders this year. There's several that I could have put in this slot, but I'm going with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is very basic. It works like a charm. It kind of helps to adjust the color of this for me. It helps to absorb excess oil. It blurs the look of my pores. It's just a fabulous basic setting powder. Can you find more inexpensive ones? totally. But this is just the one that I constantly found myself reaching for, even when newer ones came into my collection. So this guy was definitely a winner this year. In terms of contouring, I do contour my face. I have a very, I mean, I'm sure it's apparent on camera, I have a very round face. Contouring my cheekbones is kind of an important thing to me, as is contouring the sides of my nose to make that look just a little bit slimmer. And sorry, my hair is insane. I went outside in the rain this morning and just all went to crap. But I have two sculpting powders that I wanted to mention. This one I reached for most of the year. This is more recent, but I absolutely love it as well. This is the Marc Jacobs Mirage Filter Palette. Obviously, massive amount of pan here. I have a backup of this. This is amazing. It's expensive, but it is a really beautiful, cool toned contour powder that works like a charm. And basically the color equivalent from Kevyn Aucoin, and this is thanks to my friend Susan Reedy, who I absolutely adore. She recommended that I try this, and it works out great. So this one has a nice little dip going in it because now I'm reaching for this every single day. Fabulous, love it. For cheek color, it's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blushes. It has been for a couple years. I love them. There is just nothing that goes on my cheeks and gives me the glow and the color payoff like these guys. I mean, they're beautiful. Diffused Heat is another one that I love. Mood Exposure is probably my favorite. This is Mood Exposure right here, by the way. It's a beautiful purpley mauve, but they're all absolutely to die for. Any one of these, when I run out, I will go into Sephora and I will pay full price for them. Hands down, I would not even bother waiting for a sale because I don't want to be without these. They're gorgeous. I have a ton of blush, and this just gets reached for the most. In fact, when I do my Shop My Stash videos, like I just constantly am just leaving this in because it's a great palette. I wish they would do another palette like this for the holidays, or just to have it, you know, just offer maybe like several different palettes with different color combinations in these trios here. I mean, I think I paid like, what was this, like 75, 80 bucks. I can't even remember when I bought this, and I would happily pay that for multiples of this if it came out again. Brow powder, this is it, you guys. This is my constant go-to. The Tarte Amazonian Clay Volumizing Brow Powder in the color gray, because I have gray hair. Surprise. Obviously, major pan here. I have many backups of this. I do believe that Tarte is doing away with this. I will link it down below where you can still find it. Stock up on it. I know that I did. How many do I have as backups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 backups. That is how great this is. Love it. Lip products. And we're working our way down to my favorite, which is eyeshadow. You know what's coming. But lip products. I love me a good lipstick, don't get me wrong, but every single day when I don't feel like picking out a lipstick, I always turn to glosses. And my two favorites in terms of gloss brands are the Marc Jacobs Enamored glosses. I have 2 here, Sugar Sugar and Skin Deep, both pretty nudes. And then the Buxom Full On lip glosses, and honestly the Buxom Full On lip creams as well. Fabulous. The color range of the Buxom ones is massive. I think in their lip gloss, it's like, I think they have like 40 different colors. Sephora, I think, only sells like a limited amount, but these are the best. Neither of these are plumping for me personally. They do have kind of a minty feel, but I love them. I think they're the best. Both, I would say these are a little bit less sticky than the Buxom, but I don't consider the Buxom ones sticky. But I can see where someone would be like, there's a little bit of tack with that, but I don't think it's bad at all. Okay, let's talk eyeshadow. Obviously, this was a year that I really got into Viseart. I started out purchasing the 6-pan palettes. Fabulous. I have like a whole collection that I put into this little Tarte palette here. of all of the 6-pan palettes. I reach for this several times a week. I reach for this constantly. I bought this one off of Sephora. It's the Grand Pro. It's just to die for, you guys. I cannot tell you how fabulous these eyeshadows are. It took me a long time, but several of you were like, you gotta really give them a go. And I did, and I love them. And oh, did I just stab my finger in there? I did. Oh, sad. But yeah, they're amazing. And then I did the Muse Beauty holiday special, which I think is still going on, and I picked up Bijou Royale and I picked up the Sultry Muse, both also insanely gorgeous. And then Viseart actually sent me just a little PR package, which basically made my heart like explode. And they sent me the Paris nudes in that, and I love them. I love these eyeshadows. I will hands down any day of the week repurchase any of these if they get lost or whatever. They're fabulous. And if you haven't tried them and they're within your budget, try them. Nothing blends like these eyeshadows. I don't know how they formulate them. I don't need to know. I just know that they work. Also, I have to give a special mention to these new Marc Jacobs. These are called the Omega eyeshadows. They're gorgeous. They are to die for. The only thing that drives me nuts about these is that they obviously come in these individual pans, which are very nice. The packaging is cute and easy to travel with. But I don't think there's any way to depot these without absolutely destroying the eyeshadow. I'm too afraid to try it. I would love to have these in a big palette like I have the Viseart ones. I feel like I would reach for them even more often, but I'm just too afraid to depot these. If you have tried depotting them, did it work? What was your method? Help a sister out. Because I want these in a palette, and if he ever came out with this formulation in an eyeshadow palette, I would buy it in a heartbeat. These are gorgeous. The texture is just to die for. I love them. And that's it, you guys. Those are my makeup favorites from the year. So I don't think anything here is a huge surprise to you guys at all. There are things that I talked about multiple times in different favorites videos, in different like Friday favorites and flops. They're just go-to products. And no, I don't have a lot of the latest and greatest in here, but I tend to not be that YouTuber. Like, I try quite a bit and I spend a lot of money to keep this channel going, but I definitely don't spend what a lot of other YouTubers do, only because it gets to be a little bit excessive. I try the things that I want to try, and if I want to use the same thing over and over again, I just do, because that's just my personality type, to just kind of do my own thing. But yeah, these are just the things that I loved, and looking at this pile in front of me, it just makes me happy. These are products that are easy for me. They make me happy. They give me a look that I really love, and I see myself continuing to love them through the next however many years. So what were your makeup favorites from this past year? I'm always curious to see what your guys' recommendations are. Again, I'll link everything down below for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and stay tuned for more favorites in the next few days. Take care. Bye-bye.